On March 4, 2025, former U.S. President Donald Trump announced a halt to all U.S. military aid to Ukraine. This decision, confirmed by a White House official, sent shockwaves through the international community. The move has been widely condemned, with many experts and officials expressing deep concern over its potential repercussions. Ukraine, already embroiled in a grueling conflict with Russia, now faces the daunting prospect of defending its territory without crucial U.S. support. The aid cut comes at a critical juncture in the conflict. Russian forces, though met with fierce Ukrainian resistance, continue to pose a significant threat. The Ukrainian military has relied heavily on U.S. military aid to bolster its defenses and counter Russian aggression. The sudden withdrawal of this support has raised serious questions about Ukraine's ability to hold its ground. The implications of Trump's decision extend far beyond the battlefield. It represents a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy, signaling a potential retreat from its role as a global leader in supporting democracies under threat. This move has sparked outrage and condemnation from both sides of the political aisle in the U.S., as well as from international allies. The situation remains fluid, with many unknowns surrounding the future of U.S. involvement in the conflict. However, one thing is certain: the stakes are incredibly high for Ukraine, its people, and the broader geopolitical landscape. The most immediate and concerning consequence of the U.S. aid cut is the increased vulnerability of Ukrainian civilians. With weakened defenses, Ukraine faces a heightened risk of Russian ballistic missile attacks. These missiles, capable of causing widespread destruction, pose a direct threat to civilian lives and infrastructure. Millions of Ukrainians, already grappling with the horrors of war, now face the grim reality of even greater danger. The potential for civilian casualties is a chilling prospect, adding another layer of tragedy to an already devastating conflict. The international community has a moral obligation to protect innocent lives caught in the crossfire. The aid cut also threatens to exacerbate the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. Millions have been displaced from their homes, seeking refuge both within Ukraine and in neighboring countries. The strain on resources is immense, and the withdrawal of U.S. support will only worsen an already dire situation. The plight of Ukrainian civilians cannot be ignored. The international community must come together to provide humanitarian assistance, ensure the safe passage of refugees, and hold those responsible for war crimes accountable. The U.S. has been a steadfast supporter of Ukraine, providing billions of dollars in military and humanitarian aid since the outbreak of the conflict. This assistance has been instrumental in bolstering Ukraine's defense capabilities, enabling it to resist Russian aggression more effectively. U.S. military aid has included a wide range of equipment, from lethal weaponry like Javelin anti-tank missiles and HIMARS rocket systems to crucial supplies, training, and intelligence sharing. This support has not only strengthened Ukraine's military but has also served as a powerful symbol of solidarity, demonstrating to both Ukraine and the world that the U.S. stands with its allies in the face of aggression. The impact of U.S. aid is undeniable. It has helped to level the playing field, allowing Ukrainian forces to inflict heavy losses on the invading Russian army and prevent a swift victory. The aid has been crucial in slowing the Russian advance, buying precious time for Ukraine to mobilize its defenses and garner international support. The decision to cut off this vital lifeline raises serious concerns about the future of U.S. foreign policy and its commitment to supporting democracies under threat. Trump's decision to halt U.S. aid to Ukraine has sent shockwaves through the international community, with many fearing it could embolden authoritarian regimes and undermine global security. This move represents a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy, signaling a potential retreat from its traditional role as a guarantor of international order and a defender of democracy. European allies, many of whom have also provided substantial aid to Ukraine, have expressed deep concern over the U.S. decision. They fear it could embolden Russia, destabilize the region, and weaken the collective response to the conflict. The move has also raised questions about the reliability of U.S. commitments, potentially damaging relationships with key allies. The aid cut could also have wider geopolitical implications, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region, where China is increasingly asserting its influence. The decision to withdraw support from a democracy facing aggression could be interpreted as a sign of weakness, potentially emboldening China to take a more assertive stance in its own backyard. The international community must work together to fill the void left by the US and ensure Ukraine receives the support it needs to defend itself. Failure to do so could have dire consequences not only for Ukraine, but for the future of international order and the rules-based system that has governed the world for decades.